So let's say today you are shipping inventory to Amazon. What you are shipping is with what's already at Amazon is enough to make 60 days of
Yeah,
sale.
yep, exactly. Factoring in what they have and what's in transit and what's being received, we always want them to have roughly 60 days of sales. Um, and that seems to be working based on our growth trajectory.
And how often do you ship to Amazon?
Weekly, weekly
Weekly.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
plan for weekly replenishments and make
yeah,
sure that you're shipping to have 60 days worth of stock. And
yeah,
so today you are shipping, let's say you sell one a day and Amazon has 20 pieces. So today you're going to ship 40 pieces. When you ship the 40 pieces, how many more pieces do you have in your home base just in case something happens to that shipment or whatever?
yeah. I get your question. I mean, the inventory at our warehouse is also serving our other channels, like our Shopify channel, where we
Mm.
sell on our own, website, as well as our retail business. So right now, our business is, um, I'd say 65% Amazon, 35% Shopify, or veryplants.com, and about 5% retail. So the inventory at the warehouse is servicing all of those channels. We're not parsing it out for Amazon.
Yeah, I see. Okay. So, but either way, your approach is plan for 90 days. Plan to have 90 days in stock at all times
Yeah,
and have 60 days worth of that at Amazon.
yeah, yeah. That's worked for us. And look, and on the back end, we're buying our raw ingredients that make up our products. And as you know, the more we buy, the lower the cost. Um, but if I need 2 months worth of ingredients, and I buy 8 months worth in order to have the price, well, now I
Yeah.
have that sitting in my warehouse costing me a lot of money, but I pay less for it. So will the sales catch up quicker? So it's, that's why I say, like, don't beat yourself up, just look at the data, trust the data, and be nimble and reactive, and invest the time in inventory management and FBA routing. For
Yeah.
Amazon, it's
And
it's
your calculation to calculate the 60 days or 90 days worth of inventory is based on what average? Are you looking at the last 30 days sales and then get an average of it? Or are you looking at anything else?
we're looking at the previous month, because again, like, we haven't been in market long enough to have good seasonality metrics, and looking back 6 months is irrelevant, because the sales are changing so dramatically month to month. So we're looking back a month and we're forecasting on that, and at the 60 days we think the balance between not being too low and not paying too much in storage fees is a good fit for us. I would much rather pay storage fees than run out of product. So that is never an option. So I will always err on the side of too much than running to zero, because that triggers all kinds of problems with your ranking and this and that. Your keyword, your advertising spend, like, everything is more costly when that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking back about a month. I mean, I know my 3 month average, but I'm really paying attention to the last 30 days as a leading indicator.
Okay. So, there is no off-the-shelf magic bullet that solves everybody's problems with replenishment calendars. Every business is different. There are so many factors. So, but there are also certain scenarios that you got to consider because which applies to everybody. For example, an item that's slowing down versus going up. So if you look at X number of days, let's say 30 days, the average daily is going to be the same, whether it's decreasing or increasing, right?
Yes.
Because so yeah, how do you factor that into your calculations?
Yeah. So I do look at my daily sales. I mean, it's getting pretty predictable on Amazon, like, barring some promotion or change in price for a given reason or something else, it's fairly predictable. And so I know how much sales I'm going to do a day, and I know, the breakdown between my products. And so I found it's a lot easier right now. like there's a lot of curveballs, which we may or may not cover today. But for example, my biggest pet peeve with Amazon is when they remove or suppress a listing due to some specific trigger that went off that is not immediately obvious to me, hard to solve initially, perhaps, and didn't come with a lot of warning. And so, that obviously has a ripple effect across the business. But looking at daily sales right now and comparing it to the last month is enough for us at the moment to understand, how much product we need to send them.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I primarily you're looking at 30-day sales to get a sense of how many you would sell, and then you factor in whether it's increasing, decreasing, and then that
Yeah,
gives you
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And as we get deeper into our second year and certainly in our third year, then we'll benefit from some seasonality data, which will help us make some decisions, perhaps a quarter in advance, knowing, in some ways it's obvious, but again, like people say, well, you sell like a potting mix, so the summer's going to be your best sales. But our potting mix is not for your garden, it's for your house plants, and they need to be repotted and fed, all year long. So, the seasonality is not immediately obvious to us, notwithstanding the product category we're in.
Yeah, yeah, cool.